As Adam was defeated and everything was, well, trying to go back to normal, Sera was angry. She couldn't believe this happened. She couldn't believe Sir Pinchas was sent to heaven. As Emily wanted to let sinners in, but she realized something. As sinners started to come into heaven, if people started to get redeemed, she would start to lose her power. A new wave of progressive thinking would start, as Emily would take her place. And she might even be kicked out for outdated ideas. After all, she was the one who agreed and made sure everything was hidden from the population. She has to get him back on her side. The only way to do this was to frame hell. As then Sera would go to Lute and Lilith. As Lute said, "What's the plan now?" Sera would say, "I have a plan, but we have to frame Emily from working with hell. Make it look like she tried to coup with Lucifer's support. This would rile up enough people to get. We cut to the next day as Sera would hold a meeting. Emily was excited to go to this meeting as she thought, well, it was time to redeem Sir Pinchas. It was time to open heaven up to redeem sinners. She was excited for this prospect. She was excited for the idea of redeeming people. Little did Emily know that she was wrong. As she walked in there, everyone around her started to boo. As she looked confused, "What's going on?" As Sera would say, "You let in Sir Pinchas, and you leaked information to hell." Emily would say, "What are you talking about?" Since no one knows how anyone got into heaven, Sera decided to lie a bit. "You see, Emily is responsible for deciding who gets into heaven. I didn't even know that. She let in Sir Pinchas after leaking information for hell to win the battle. It's her fault we lost this battle, and thanks to her, heaven will be destroyed unless we do something, unless we strike hell with enough force to make sure that they can never strike us again." As they all started to cheer. As then Emily was grabbed. As Emily would start to yell, "How can you do this? Sera! Sera, stop! Sera, why?" As Sera would smile and say, "Because hell is forever. And it sure does suck a lot." As then Emily was thrown down to hell with Sir Pinchas again. As then heaven cheered, as they gathered up a new army with even some heaven-born joining. This army would be built for one purpose, crippling hell. This wouldn't just be a yearly exorcist program. This would be a program to make sure that hell could never pose a threat. As Sera gathered up her army, now is time for stage 2 of her plan. To destroy it from within. As we cut to the hotel, Charlie would be there. Suddenly she would hear a knock on the door. As it was Emily, she was casted down. She was now a demon. As Charlie looked shocked, what happened? As Sir Pinchas was back in his normal form since he was cast down from heaven, Emily would tell Charlie everything and say, "They're coming down to attack us. Not just to extermination, but to wipe us out. Their force will be far stronger. We need to gather up all of hell if we want to stand even a chance." Charlie was shocked, but they did it once, they could do it again. Even it'll be harder, they can get more people on their side, because they defeated Adam once, and now they wouldn't have such a strong commander. At least that's what Charlie was hoping. As they were all having this conversation, suddenly we cut to Alastor. Alastor would start to put spy cameras around the hotel, so Lilith can see what was going on. As it was finally time for him to be free, it was finally time for Alastor to pull all the strings. As that was going on, we cut to Lute. Lute and Sera would be talking, as Lute would ask for command of this new army. Sera would say, "You're far more confident than Adam. However, you lack the power. I have the power and the competency. You will train me in strategy. You will train me in the ways these demons fight, since you fought them before, and I will lead the army myself." Lute was shocked and say, "Why would you?" "I need to ensure this invasion goes well. I'm betting everything on it. If we fail, heaven will fall." As then Lute would nod, and they would begin to train together, as Sera would get stronger and begin to train in her ways. As because of Lilith, they had a spy on the inside. They knew what they were doing, and they can dismantle them and make sure that this will never happen again. As all this was happening, it seemed like a big battle was going to happen. It seemed like armies were going to face each other. However, Alastor had his own little plan. As Alastor was planning on using his favor. As one day, Alastor would be alone. As Alastor would knock on the door, Charlie would open it and say, "What is it?" "I'd like to cash in that favor you owe me." As Alastor would tell Charlie, "Let's go out for dinner." As Charlie would say, "Okay." As Alastor and Charlie went out for dinner, Charlie would say, I know you're Ace, but I still want to make sure this isn't a date because Alastor would laugh and say, no, I want you to fake your death. As Charlie would say, what? When time comes, I want you to fake it because when heaven invades, they're going to destroy the hotel. There's nothing you can do about it. They already have a spy on the inside. Me, your mom, controls my soul. So, once you're destroyed, they'll launch a full-on attack of the Capitol and try to wipe out Lucifer. However, if you both fake your demise and secretly build up an army, they'll let their guard down, and then we can strike. Charlie would say, I can't believe you, Alastor. Why didn't you tell me? Because if I did, I would be destroyed. Listen, Charlie. Lilith has her ways of keeping her eye on me. But right now, for only a few hours, she's not watching me. And that's it. I need to get back soon. Are you in or not? Charlie would look at Alastor, then shake his hand, as they both agreed. As Alastor would say, I thought I had to call in my favorite. This is your favorite, Alastor. After this, I'm done doing favors for you. I made a deal with you. That's the only reason I'm doing this. Charlie and Alastor would both agree. As then, they went back to the hotel. As Alastor would tell Charlie when they would attack, so Charlie could do it. Exorcists would be disguised as sinners, as they would break into the hotel to strike down Charlie. But Charlie already left and set her room on fire, making it look like she was destroyed. As she made it look like the exorcists did their job well, and that they defeated Charlie. As Vaggie and the rest were told what happened, but they were told to act surprised, as on the news they acted like she perished. As Lucifer was told to do the same. Now, they had an assassination attempt for Lucifer, but they didn't think it would actually be successful. But Lucifer faked it, made it look like he was defeated. As then, heaven was going to give the word. As Sera was in heaven, she gathered up her army and got ready to fight back against hell. But as that was going on, we cut to Lilith. Lilith was laying down in the sun, as she made sure that Alastor had a way to go into heaven. After all, he was her spy, and she needed to know everything. As Alastor walked in, Lilith would say, the invasion is about to begin, good job. As Lilith and Alastor shake, suddenly Lilith would start to feel weak. As Lilith said, what did you do? As she fell to the floor, a green light emanated from her. As she said, our contract makes it so you can't hurt me. I won't, but your daughter will. As Charlie steps with a blade, Lilith would say, but you're supposed to be perished. Charlie would say, you gave up all this just to be up here? Just to be in some dumb garden you used to stay in? I trusted you, Mother. I thought you were different. As Charlie would hold up a spear, she'd begin to cry. Lilith would beg, but it wasn't good enough, as Charlie would do it, and Lilith would be no more. As Lilith was destroyed, Charlie and Alastor would both leave. Soon they would realize that she was defeated. However, they would assume Alastor did it, and not know anything about Charlie. After all, why would Alastor trust Charlie? Alastor hated Charlie. Alastor hated the whole Morningstar family. At least that was the act he put on. As then we cut to Lucifer, as he hid underground, as he heard the entire ground shake, as he heard screams from the sky. He hid with the most powerful overlords and said, this may not be our best moment, but we will have our revenge, and when we will, heaven will burn. As they all nodded, we cut to Sera. Sera had many overlords in her way. Even though Alastor and Lucifer got a lot of them, there was still some left up top, as they didn't go down without a fight, and they knew the secret to hurting angels, so this was actually a real battle, as there was real casualties on both sides, and in most battles, the attackers had more casualties. However, Sera was able to pull through, and she was able to completely demolish everything in her wake. As then she left, thinking that she had won, thinking that hell could never strike again. As the entire has-been world burnt down, a new one would be remaining. A new one would be built, as Lucifer and the survivors would come out of the ashes and prepare to get revenge. Heaven thought they won, and heaven had their guard down. Now hell could strike at any time. But they had no time to rebuild. They had no time to get people back. If they did, heaven would catch on. They had to strike as soon as possible, but how would they? And what would their attack plan be? That would be a story for another day. That is where we're going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. I really enjoyed making it. I don't know how many views it's going to get. I literally just saw this cool thumbnail. I was like, I have to use it. I have to use it. Sometimes they'll see cool pictures. I'm like, that gives me an idea, you know? And that's really nice. It's really nice to have something like that. Because, also I haven't been losing okay, so, my estimated revenue, which is how much money I make per month, has been going up and up and up each month. But my subscribers and viewers have been going down, even though my watch time's been going up. So what's the deal with that? It turns out it's because of shorts. I haven't been making as many shorts. So my videos are doing better. My shorts are not, because I just been getting more busy. I've been kind of getting brain dead. I tried Goku shorts after POV shorts, and I tried to go back to POV shorts because they're just easier. I don't know what kind of shorts to make. And people say shorts are cringe, you shouldn't do them. I have to. That's how I got to 1,000 subscribers to even get monetized with shorts. I have to use them. I'm sorry. But what type of shorts should I use? What type of shorts get views? What type of shorts get subscribers? Because I can't figure it out. And I hear people say, well, using shorts is easy. Anyone can do it. Then how come I can't do it? Then how come I can't do it? Am I not good enough? Is that why I can't do it? How? Explain to me why I'm not good enough. Explain to me what's wrong. I can't. Just how? Anyway. Anyway. If you know how to get a lot of short views, please let me know, because I've been following trends, I've been doing reactions, and nothing I've seen to do works, and I don't understand why or how. So please let me know how. Anyway, hope your day is going good. My day is going interestingly. The month is getting closer and closer. I hope 2025 will be a good year. 2024 is getting, getting to an end of a year. You know how it is. No one really knows what will happen. No one really knows the future. And, this year is definitely going to be a big year. Yeah. It's not a political channel, so I'm not going to go into why. But we can see there's a lot going on. And whatever goes on, I just want you to know, whatever you believe, whatever happens, whatever is just going on in your head or the world, I love you. And you mean the world to me. And I hope you have a great day. Peace out.